Kenobi's Corner, Kenobi's Corner, Kenobi's Corner.
Okay, so I don't know if I have permission to tell this story, but I'm going to tell it to you anyway. And I started telling you the other day. So, okay.
What happened?
Okay, so Comic-Con, we went to Comic-Con, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Jose's kids were sick. They were just feeling bad, and so he didn't get to go a whole lot of the time. Like, he's like, you know, we always go every year, but let's skip it this year. The kids are feeling bad, and so my aunt was just like, oh no, it's cool. Like we'll take the kids and y'all go for a couple hours. He's like, all right, cool. So he goes, and I don't know if I can say their name, so I'm gonna to protect the innocent, I'm gonna call him my cousin. His name is we're going to call him Stike, and his wife, Methany.
Yeah, that's true. That's definitely ambiguous enough.
Okay, good. So, she's like, you know what? I know Summer Glau. I know, she's like, we used to have dance classes back in the day. You know, I know her, and you know Summer Glau.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what
a Firefly fame.
Right. So so he's like, you know what? I don't believe you. I'm gonna call it right now. I'm gonna say you're a liar. He's like, and if I don't know anything, I know this for sure. I know you don't know Summer Glau. I know it. We're gonna stand in this line, and I'm gonna prove it to you. So they stand in line. I think it's like $40, $50, right?
I can't remember how much it was, but it was like I think 40 for
40
her.
Right here. So they're in line, and as soon as they get, because you know how the lines were, they were just like,
kind of a zigzag,
and then right when you get to the front, you see the first 5 people. Like there's 5 people there, and then it's her pretty much.
Yeah.
And then before the security guards there. So as soon as they get up to there, I guess Summer stands up and was like, Methany? Oh my God! Like, it's been so long, I can't believe it. Yeah. They start going back and forth, and apparently, the way Stike talks about it, or because this is secondhand story, it's just kind of like one of those realizations, like, damn it, I've made the hugest mistake.
Yeah.
So apparently, they go way back, Summer Glau and Methany. And I guess they're gonna try to hang out more and try to be cool, and so rubbing it all in Stike's face, that's for sure. So
the question is, do you then get benefits to go and talk to Summer Glau?
Well, I mean, I don't know, because you know what, I haven't seen Firefly. Remember, I called that guy the ship driver.
Yep.
So
you get nothing.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure no. I'm sorry, John. But if there was a situation where Stike and Methany want to hang out with Summer Glau, and I just happen to be there, I'll let you know for sure.
Well,
so
you call me right over.
Welcome, John.
We're
reaching out to each other. Actually, just because we saw Doctor Strange, we're reaching out. Fiery wrist.
As long as you're not trying to curse me or something, we're totally fine.
Yeah,
that works.
I don't know Sanskrit, so I'm sorry. But welcome to Kenobi's Corner. As you just heard, Jonathan is here.
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, and I am his co-host and host, Eric. We're here to talk to you about TV shows, video games, based on comics, movies, and everything in between, and anything we find interesting. So, welcome.
And all of Doctor Strange.
And then all of Doctor Strange.
Oh,
damn it.
my God. Okay, first, before Doctor Strange, we got a few things to go over. So, we're talking Wonder Woman, Voltron, Marvel, and Comic-Con.
Comic-Con in the San Anto. The little village of San Anto was visited by the powers that be, and it was very, very nice.
Dude, it was awesome, man.
Dude, you know what? It was so crazy, because when we first started talking about it, I really, I knew we were going to go one day, and okay, backtrack. Let's be completely honest. I know I was kept saying that I was going to go, but I wasn't 100% sure we were going to go until pretty much the day of, because I was like, we're going, right? Like Saturday, I was like, we're going, right? Like this is a thing, we're doing it, and
wow.
and so the wife was like, yeah, let's go. I was like, oh, thank you, wife. Let's do this. Let's get this done. So, we didn't dress up this year, but I honestly feel like soon we'll definitely be, hopefully next year. Like, I really want to do like a family costume type thing.
Yeah, dude. There was some good ones too, man.
Damn it, there was a lot of good ones. I'm really surprised. Like, I guess I was just getting the lay of the land, and I don't know. I feel awkward sometimes in those situations, so I don't want to just be taking pictures of everybody.
Yeah.
But I did take a few pictures, like dystopian Super Mario Brothers, like super epic. Those huge Wookiees they had there, man. Awesome. A lot of Star Wars, a lot of Star Wars, and a lot of droid stuff going on.
Yeah, man. Dude. I mean, there was a lot of good stuff just in general, but like, so Comic-Con was at like the convention center, and then when you go into the convention center, when you first go into like the big hall where they had all the vendors and everything, like that's I think why you notice it so prevalently, because the 501st was set up like right away. So I mean, it was like they had the builders or like the guys who do the droid replicas.
Yeah.
Dude, on point too, man. Dude. Those replicas were awesome.
Yeah.
And they're like remote controlling R2-D2, like making them all over the floor, like it had a little area. I was like, dude, this is amazing, man.
Dude.
But yeah, dude, like I think that's why it was so prevalent. But dude, those guys, such awesome costumes like that they make. So the stormtroopers were already like super crazy. I got a picture me being arrested by the stormtroopers.
Oh, nice.
Which is pretty awesome. Oh yeah, dude. Like it was really, really cool. Like I didn't show you the picture?
No.
What? Okay, I'm showing you right now.
Yeah, whip it out, man.
Whoa. Simmer down.
That is the only way to look like getting arrested. I really thought when you said this, like you were just going to show me you bent over a trash can and
what?
Boba Fett standing behind you, just
no, man.
But that's awesome, man.
Dude, they had like the handcuffs and everything. Like it was pretty awesome.
You probably didn't recognize him, but Chris Bourbon. Did you ever meet him?
No.
He's walking around here.
Oh, I think you did introduce me to him here.
And he was there with his wife.
Dude, I wonder if that was him.
That was probably him.
That's crazy, man.
That's like, I know this guy.
Yeah. He probably didn't even tell me anything.
Dude, but man, there were so many good things.
Dude,
I think I still had some more of the sticker shock from the autographs and stuff and the pictures.
Oh yeah, those were pretty expensive. So
I don't know, man. Like,
I kind of knew that going into it, so I was kind of really skeptical if I would actually do it, and I didn't look up everybody's prices.
Yeah.
Because some of them did post it online or had it online because they were part of group packages and stuff like that. So I didn't look up individual like autograph cost. And dude, like when I was there, I was like, man, let me just go look and see, and it was close to what I had figured for most of them anyway. Most of them, some of them were $20, but that was like the people that I didn't care anything about. Like for some reason there was pro wrestlers there former pro wrestlers and stuff like that. And I don't care about that. Like it's not a big deal to me. And those were the ones that were around $20.
Oh right.
And then there was, once you start getting into more of like the little bit more famous celebrities, those started around $40. And then once you got to the ones that are like headlining this thing, it was like $60.
Yeah.
Like, just for the autograph.
Dude, actually, when John Bernthal was like $50 or $60.
Yeah.
But Charlie Cox, $80.
Yeah.
David Tennant, probably $100. Was it $120?
I think he was like, he was like really, really expensive.
Billy Piper was the same.
Billy Piper was, I don't think she was as expensive. She was maybe $60.
Oh, that's not bad.
I think along with Amy Jo Johnson, who was like $50 or $60.
Oh, right on.
That was just too much. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I could have done it.
You could have.
But that would have been like a lot of the budget that I had for like, not my whole budget, because I spent a lot of money, more than I'm willing to admit I spent there.
I think I did pretty good. I think, other than the cost of like snacks and stuff, because like we really didn't plan it out well. We didn't bring bags for each other. Like we didn't bring like just snacks because everything down there is going to be super expensive.
Yeah.
I think like we split a soda and a burger and it came out to like $35. I was like, it was dumb.
What did you get, a soda and burger?
Right out the front, man.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I didn't pay that much for it. I don't know. I think I fed like myself, Brandy, and my mother who came with me on Sunday, which was pretty amazing because she's not normally into that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I think she thought of it more as like a mini Halloween.
Oh yeah.
Just because everybody was dressed up. Like, and she
Yeah.
loves that. She loves looking at people dressed up for some reason. But man, we paid like a lot less than that, I think, for all three of us. I don't know. You did something wrong. They ripped you off.
I did. I think so. They were really nice. This lady gave me extra cheese on my Fritos. So
Yeah, that's what it was. It was like, $10 for extra cheese is what it was.
Freaking extra cheese, man. You got to do it, man.
Dude, it was cool, man. A lot of and dude, idea for next year, but I mean, by this point, I'm sure everybody's gonna be doing it anyway. But there was a lot of Jedi father-daughters.
Yeah.
Like, or not really, like Jedi father and then Rey for the little girl.
Yeah.
Like, and that was cool because there was a ton of them. I was really surprised, but it looked awesome, man. Like, everybody did a really good job.
Yeah, dude.
And
then next year we'll finally know who Rey's actual parents are. So then maybe there will be actually like, Rey's dad and Rey.
Right.
Yeah. Whoever that may
hopefully.
be. Yeah,
or
right.
you can do what I was thinking is more like you can do Rogue One style,
Oh yeah.
like Jen Erso and then
Mads Mikkelsen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That'd be
dude.
Awesome.
So
I gotta get more scary. That guy is pretty scary.
the guy,
Mads Mikkelsen.
yeah, he can be really intimidating at the very least. But dude, I mean, I was gonna say, since you were talking about like pictures and stuff like that, dude, that's one of the things that I was really impressed with as far as like San Antonio Comic-Con, because I know it's not the most popular, right? Like we're definitely not the biggest city out there, so we're not going to have the biggest Comic-Con, and I think it's a newer Comic-Con compared to some of the other ones like New York and San Diego for sure.
Oh yeah,
like it's
sure.
a lot more recent that they've started actually doing a Comic-Con consistently that people have actually gone to. But dude, some of the nicest crowd I think I've ever even heard of for cosplayers.
Oh,
like,
yeah?
Yeah, man, because I don't know. And I see it because I follow a lot of the social media stuff for like for San Diego Comic-Con and stuff like that. And they always seem to like really preach it. Like, if you're going to cosplay, be ready for people to stop you. People are going to take pictures of you, be kind and courteous to each other, blah, 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 the whole spiel. And I didn't see any of that coming out for our Comic-Con where they're kind of giving instructions or helping people like, how to think about it. But it seemed like it happened very naturally. Like, I know some people that I know that cosplay like only did it one day, like, and the day they did it, they got stopped a lot. Nobody complained. Nobody did anything about it. Like, nobody did anything, I guess, had a bad feeling about it or had bad reactions for it. But dude, that's pretty darn awesome, man. Like, I'm proud of San Antonio and the San Antonio Alamo City Comic-Con that they did that. So that's, giant props for everybody who did that.
Did you go the year before? Last
I
year?
didn't go last year. I wanted to. Yeah. I really wanted to go last year, and I didn't get to. I think by the time I had decided, like, okay, I'm going to do this, they had already sold out of a bunch of the tickets. So you could only get tickets at the door, and I was like, I'm not even going to chance it. Like, what if they sell out at the door also? And so I just didn't go. I should have, but I didn't.
Well, now hopefully this starts a tradition, and we definitely start
Yeah.
heading out there
Yeah.
more often. I like to see I know some of the things, like I heard some people saying, like, the time of the year that we do Comic-Con here is it affects some of the shooting schedules of movies, and so sometimes we don't always get like the biggest names, but hopefully that won't be the same for next year. But dude, the panels the panel that actually that we saw was the Stranger Things panel. Those kids were awesome, man. They were pretty cool.
That was really fun. That's the one you saw with me.
Yeah.
So it was oh my goodness, I'm gonna forget their names. Gaten and Caleb. So they played Dustin and Lucas.
Yep.
They were really funny, man. They did a good job. And this is going to be one of the things that I didn't like about the Comic-Con. And I'm going to say it. I don't care if it's out there into the world. The moderator for the panel. I did not like that moderator. Like, they were not good at all. In my opinion, they weren't good at all. Maybe some people liked it, but actually, and I don't know if you overheard the people around us when we were in that panel. Because myself and Brandy had gone the day before for the Millie Bobby Brown one. Yeah. And it was that same moderator and Millie Bobby Brown. And
they were like grumbling already when they came out. They're like, this chick again.
Yes, exactly. Like, so, I think she did a lot of panels, but dude, she did not do a good job in my opinion. Like she kind of struggled like on how to keep things going and move along. It seemed like she would let the conversations get out of control a little bit. Like she didn't have control over the crowd and the stars and kind of keeping everything in line and moving forward the way it's supposed to go.
She seemed like she tried to be engaged, but really like once you see like professional moderators do it, and I know that she's kind of like a local personality.
Yes,
but
I think she's a radio host or something like that.
Something like that.
I don't know what she is exactly, but I thought that's what they said when they were introducing her as a moderator. But I mean, what do we got to do to get Chris Hardwick over here?
Dang. I don't know, man.
That's like setting the bar pretty high, though.
That is, and I know he would definitely. We'd have to bring some more Marvel folks, out here,
right?
Like not Netflix, but like the actual Marvel, the MCU, bring them down.
Yeah.
But I thought it was really cool when you mentioned Millie Bobby Brown. She, one of the news stations nearby, they got a video of her backstage trying barbacoa for the first time. And if you don't know what barbacoa is, it's basically cow face meat, to put it the nicest way possible.
I mean, I think it's in most like cultures when you really look back far enough. Like they have, all of them started, I think, at humble beginnings.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it is. Same thing for like people from Mexico. Like you eat all of the cow. Like you don't waste any of it. And so that's what barbacoa came out of. And we still eat it today for some reason. But I mean,
but it wasn't terrible. It seemed like she really liked it. So I thought that was kind of cool. Like just kind of like a little local flavor.
Look, I'm going to backstep a little bit because my mom's going to like kill me if she ever listens to this. And I have to say barbacoa because...
Oh, okay. Yeah, you got to say it right.
Right, yeah. No, it's all good. Did you happen to see our coworkers there?
No, actually, I saw the crowd was so huge. Actually, on Saturday, there were... I read that they had like 90,000 tickets sold just for Saturday alone.
Yeah.
So there was huge crowd,
crazy.
and it really did get jam-packed. I mean, it's just a line to get in. It took like an hour and a half for us just to get in.
Friday and Sunday were pretty, I mean, compared to what Saturday was, like, there was a lot less people there.
Yeah.
Saturday was just super packed.
Man, it was crazy.
But yeah, man, I don't know if you saw Renata, like, going in there. So one of our coworkers, she was cosplaying as BioShock that day.
Oh, really?
Like I can't remember the chick's name in BioShock.
The main girl in like BioShock Infinity. Yeah.
Infinite.
Okay. I
can't remember her name.
I know where you're going at.
Yeah. But she's cosplaying her really good, man. Like really good cosplay. Like it was awesome.
So Chelsea out there, but just briefly, I think she dressed up as something, but I couldn't tell because I was like, oh, and then like wave of people came between us, so I was like, oh.
It was done.
Yeah, it was crazy. Who else did we see? I know we ran into a couple people.
Yeah, I know. Jose Salazar was there.
Yeah.
So, but I didn't see him.
Yeah, the Jose was cool. There too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Awesome. I ran into my family there. Like, I really, like...
What?
Yeah, like, I ran into, like, my aunts. My uncle was out there. Cousins randomly, just coming out of nowhere.
That's awesome.
So, it was pretty crazy, man. Like, I didn't expect to run into anybody out there.
That's really cool. That's really, really cool.
And then my cousin and I, we went out on Sunday. He ended up having an extra ticket. So, he was just like, yeah, man, come on out. I was like, yeah, dude, I'll come again. Shoot. Damn.
Did you buy any art or anything from those vendors?
Yeah. Actually, there's this one guy who was doing like just kind of like caricatures of like Marvel and Star Wars characters, but they were all like infants. So I got one of Princess Leia.
Who was that? Do you remember who that was?
Oh shoot, man, I can't remember his name.
Chris
right now.
something. I think I don't remember.
W. Oh, Chris.
These are the kind of things you should remember, Eric.
Yeah, I should have brought. And you
can mention them here.
Yeah, I saw the picture right when I was leaving too. Cause the wife had put it up in the like in our china cabinet, and I was like, "Oh, that looks awesome." I was like, "Damn, I'm definitely going to talk about it." And then I got distracted.
You don't even know.
I don't know.
Yeah, the one that I don't know. The one that I really wanted to mention or say anything about was oh man, I forgot her name. Kit Steele. Dude, but she did some really cool stuff. What I bought was a Phoenix, and it's kind of done in I don't even know what style that is, but like kind of like banner above with the name, and then just the person like full body pose.
Yeah.
So and she had a few of them. She had Phoenix. She had Storm. She had a few DC characters. I can't remember all of them she had. I know she had Superman and Wonder Woman at the very least, and a few others. But she had a bunch of just artwork in general.
Yeah.
But that's one of the ones that I was like really cool. I talked to her for a little while actually, not just like in passing or anything like that. We had on Friday night, we probably had like a 20-30 minute conversation about like the Marvel universe and how they can really mess up some characters. And it started because I was telling her that I love Cyclops, and you don't really see a whole lot of the old school X-Men characters being done anymore. And hardly any artists had them because I figure it's just the old school X-Men characters. Yeah. And just, I don't know, the way things are going with Marvel, like it's just not one of the popular ones anymore. It was a bunch of Avengers stuff.
Yeah.
The Avengers characters, the main lines that have come in the movies and stuff like that. But yeah, man, she had some really cool old school like X-Men stuff. Got to talking, and she said she's gonna try to do a Cyclops also in that same kind of pose. So
right on,
I'm like
man.
Fingers crossed and waiting for her to do that one so I can buy the companion piece to the Phoenix one that I got.
That's
awesome,
awesome,
really,
man.
really cool. So I'll drop a link to her website on the description because that's
and I'll look for
pretty awesome.
I'll find that guy's name. I think he's originally from. I spoke to him for a little bit. He's originally from, Indiana. So, and he's like, yeah, we don't get a lot of Spanish speakers up there, but I'm trying to learn. Un poquito. I was like, all right on, man.
Yeah, like, totally right. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well,
That's
cool.
awesome, dude.
Well, a few other things, man. Wonder Woman trailer came out today or yesterday.
Yeah.
What'd you think, man? Did you take a look at it?
Dude, heck yes, man. That was awesome. Okay, so there's all the rumors, right? Like that it's not going to be good, or that like that open letter or whatever. Which I didn't believe anyway to begin with. I mean, that's it was sketchy.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like it was going to be truth. So I was like, well, whatevs, But dude, this trailer looks good, man. I guess with everything DC like that's come out so far or been the latest stuff, I guess, to come out with Batman v Superman and and then Suicide Squad. Like it just wasn't So between Batman v Superman and Suicide Squad, I'm skeptical I'm skeptical about the movie, so I'm really trying not to be too hopeful for this one. Like, I want to like it. I want to be super excited about it.
Yeah.
And I am to a certain extent, but I'm also like, please let it be good.
Yeah. You know what? Even if it's just a solid movie, put aside that, hey, everybody's looking at this movie to rejuvenate the DC cinematic universe, and for them to be this one has to do good. If it's just a good movie, cool. Then that's enough. It doesn't have to blow me away.
Right.
I'm not looking for because I think I was looking for that for Man of Steel, and I was looking for that for Batman v Superman. I thought it was just gonna be mind blowing, and then they were okay.
Yeah.
So I'm but definitely still looking forward to it. I really wish that they would have we would have had at least some kind of trailers or something drop, something San Antonio exclusive at the Comic-Con. I know I know it wasn't going to happen just because we're not that type of venue, but still would have been cool to see something.
Maybe next year, man.
Yeah, hopefully next year.
Hey, selling more tickets every time, so.
Well, I also saw this little bit of news. What's up?
Oh, no, that's cool.
Oh, okay.
I'm still on the Wonder Woman trailer.
Oh, okay. Well, did you see anything about it that you thought it kind of popped out at you? Or was it...
No, I mean it looks cool, dude. I know there's people going to start. I don't know if I want. It's so early for a full trailer to come out, in my opinion. I mean, it's what, 6 months? Over 6 months away?
Yeah.
7 months away? Closer to 8. The other thing is the oversaturation, like we had with Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
they just can't make. I don't know. I really hope they don't start doing
they gave away a lot in this one, and a lot of different views. I think the whole trailer thing. Okay, that's it. That's done. This should be the final one. Star Wars, the way the Rogue One trailer came out, the final one. Okay, cool. Just a couple more seconds of different views of stuff, but really and truly, they haven't given us anything new. So it's all speculation. But I feel the Wonder Woman trailer has already given away a lot.
You think so?
I think so. Different views and things that people had been speculating in the first since the first trailer came out, and their comparison to this one. I don't know. I feel like maybe I watch maybe too many of those speculation videos myself, and so I feel like, damn it, they're just ruining it for me. But I think that's maybe my own fault.
Yeah. Are you excited about the movie? Like, are you?
I am. I'm definitely gonna go watch it. I don't know if honestly, I don't have, just like Suicide Squad, I don't have my time and my comic book knowledge vested in Wonder Woman like I do the Marvel stuff.
Right. Yeah.
So yes, I'm excited about it. Yes, I'm going to see it, but I'm not looking for it to like blow me away or anything.
Right.
I think I'm more looking at Justice League or Justice League Dark later on when that comes out. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, dude. So, I don't know. I don't think they have to have a blow away type thing, but it's got to be very good. Like, I think it has to be very good. I don't think it can be just like oh, that was okay, or that was just entertaining. Like, I think it has to be good. Like, otherwise, I mean, you're just throwing away a bunch of crap, like, for nothing.
Yeah. Even though there was a lot of story in it, I kind of feel like it was okay. I feel that way about Thor 2. And I know you really like Thor 2, the dark.
Yeah, I do. I love that one a lot.
I know. I'm sorry. But we'll see.
I'm sorry. Whatever, man.
I'm sorry, John. That's how I feel. Yeah, man. That's it.
Cool. All right. Let's move on then. Voltron.
Dude, yeah. I just saw this kind of article from Geek Tyrant, and they were talking about the rights, because Netflix had the rights for and Universal got the rights for the animated series. They also have the live action rights, I guess. So in turn, Universal is pushing for a live action Voltron flick, which would be awesome, and because it works. That would work because Pacific Rim worked. Pacific Rim 2 is coming out.
Yeah.
So, that would be... and then, depending on how well Power Rangers does, if Power Rangers does well, man, this film is going to get, probably, was it fast-tracked? Because
you think so?
I think so.
I wonder who you would get for all this stuff, man. I mean, it's so close to Power Rangers. Like, it's so similar in storyline, and the fact that I don't think it's been hidden that Power Rangers was inspired by this.
Yeah.
Like by Voltron. So, I mean, it's super, super close already. So it's going to be crazy to see if they're trying to do like competing franchises with almost the exact same kind of content.
Well, okay. So this has been going on for a long time. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah.
Deep Impact, Armageddon.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Dante's Peak, Volcano. Pretty much came around all at the same time.
Yeah.
And then, of course, with all these Marvel franchises too, they're all coming out and telling their version of a world-ending event. So competition, man.
It's the way of the world.
Yeah, it's the crux of our society.
Yeah,
I say bring on Voltron. And have Power Rangers. Let's see them go at it, man. Let's do it.
I like it, dude.
Yeah,
because that's. I mean, I talk about it way too much, but I love Power Rangers. And I love Voltron, man. Like, Voltron is the one that, I'm telling you, kicked it off for me, like, as a kid.
Yeah.
I mean, watching the old cartoons, as crappy as they were, going back and watching them now, but they were awesome at the time. I loved it. That was probably one of my favorite toys as a kid.
Yeah.
The Voltron toy, like, I loved that thing. Probably from the fact that I didn't really get much of any other toys.
Yeah.
It was just the one that I begged for.
Make it work. Yeah.
No, I begged and finally got that one. That was probably one of my favorites. And dude, if they can do it live action and do it good, I mean, cool. Like, I'll definitely go and watch it. I don't know, man. Just seeing all the names on it already, like, it makes me skeptical. But I don't know, dude. I guess it's just one of those things where, as much as I love Power Rangers, like, Power Rangers isn't, I guess, untouchable to me as Voltron is.
Yeah.
Like, because I want Voltron to be like, I want it to be good.
Yeah.
Not just entertaining, not just it looks nice. I want it to be really, really good.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, I like that one just
home.
more. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Just because I have so much more invested in that. And I loved the series. The series was really great. Like the Netflix series. So I'm excited for the second season coming out on Netflix. But do you think do something similar to that and kind of keep that same feel? Like, I think it'll be cool.
Yeah.
I'll be excited for it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just in development. It's in the early stages. So, well, we'll see what happens, man.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
That'll be awesome.
Well, I think it's time we turn our eyes to things that are Marvel.
Like always?
Like always, I guess, you know. But a little bit before this, you know, there was a lot of hype and everything around Doctor Strange. Promos for it were coming out like crazy. They interviewed Kevin Feige recently, and they asked him, you know, like, hey, like, where do you see this? Where do you see the movies going? Because, like, Infinity War is going to be huge, right? Like, it's going to be like one of these. It's Infinity War, or you know, it's
massive
galaxy, you know. And if you've seen Doctor Strange, then you know, like, what's all at stake, like what's, you know, how many like different entities are involved and everything.
Right. Yeah.
So it's going to be huge. So I think with the next after Infinity War, what Kevin Feige is looking at is to make the movies more intimate and make them more of like on the ground level of stuff. It's kind of, I think the way he's trying to say it is maybe kind of like the way the Defenders are. Like, you get the really intimate story of Luke Cage and his background and his family and what he really believes in. And then also with Jessica Jones, like how she's hurt and how, you know, she's just trying to overcome and just get right while she's also battling addiction, you know. So I think just to kind of make it more grounded, you know, that I don't know, that'd be cool. Especially since Spider-Man's coming up. The Black Panther, and I don't know, do those come out before Infinity War?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because isn't Infinity War, is that December next year? No.
No.
It's 2018. Is it not?
Yeah, so 2 years.
Yeah.
So it's coming up quick, man.
Yeah. Black Panther will be this year, and Spider-Man will be this year.
Yeah.
Along with Guardians of the Galaxy.
3. Damn. Those are huge, man.
But Guardians of the Galaxy is really the one I think, as far as I know, right? Is that where they're going to do the next Infinity Stone?
I don't know if it's supposed to have the next Infinity Stone or not in it. I just, and I don't know, maybe, I don't know. I got to go back and look to see where all the Infinity Stones, have they all been accounted for already, or are we still missing one?
There's one missing.
Which one's
missing?
Well,
because the Soul, I think, is what it is. Because they haven't really named them in the in the movie so far.
They just said Infinity Stone.
Right.
Like, you know.
Yes, it's just one of the Infinity Stones.
Yeah.
But you'd think, I mean, I call them gems all the time because that's what they are in the comics. They're not stones. Yeah. But the time gem is what looks like is in the Eye of Agamotto.
Yes.
I'm already giving it away. I'm sorry. Spoilers.
Yes. Damn it. Hold on.
Well, it's too late. It's too late. It's out there.
Late now. We can't go back.
I apologize for everybody who hasn't seen Doctor Strange. That's my bad.
Yeah.
But, no. I mean, like, I think that's the only one. I mean, since I said Soul earlier, so
yeah,
that's already out there.
Because I thought the Soul Stone was in Vision. Or is that the Mind?
That's the Mind. That's the Mind gem. Yeah.
Okay, right on. So if he takes it out of him, does he just power down? I guess
he's going to power down, right? Like, that's the only thing I can think of.
Or is he actually living then? Is he just a living being? Who knows? Well, I think we're going to find out.
I don't know.
I think we're going to find out. So
we will. We will find out.
Yeah. Well, since you're really giving spoilers away, we might as well just talk about Doctor Strange.
I think we need to start talking about Doctor Strange because it ties into so much of this stuff.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So, I mean, I already spoiled stuff, so more spoilers to come.
More spoilers to come, for sure.
So if you haven't watched Doctor Strange and don't want any spoilers, now's a good time to stop it.
Yeah.
Stop the podcast. Go watch Doctor Strange.
I think the time stone was definitely something that everybody had thought was going to be in this one anyway.
Right. So real quick before we kind of get into spoilers, your recommendation, go watch it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Me too. All right, so we're done with that. Go ahead.
Okay. And you kind of get this from Go. Like, I'm not going to go through every point of the movie, but time is the overarching, just the representation, the entire movie.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't feel like he has enough time. Which is weird because they play on it so much. Like all those watches, like they show like how fancy like his lifestyle is and just like how well to do he is, and like his watches that he selects are all like spinning and all clean and
it's got
huge.
like they're like they have their own drawer, and it feels like as he's opening the drawer they're all spinning to display them coming out. Like it's pretty awesome.
Yeah. And then what is it, encryption, or what is it called when you
Oh, the like engraving,
Engraving, there you go.
inscription. Also, like
Yes,
either one.
okay. The engraving on the back of it says it's a note that says, "In time, you will see that I love you." It's just so crazy. Like it's just time. Like the entire thing, it just like goes back to that.
Dude, like even him, like wanting to get better, he's trying to rush time.
Yeah.
Like, and he wants it now. It's dude, that was a great play on everything.
Oh, absolutely. Damn it was so good. The visuals were crazy.
Dude. Okay, I don't know if you noticed when I was sitting in the chair. So, I mean, hopefully everybody's watched it that's listening to this point, because we're starting talking some really major stuff. I really hope everybody watches this movie, because this is awesome. But dude, I literally had like a moment of like, what? Like I really felt like it blew my mind.
Yeah.
It like literally blew my mind, because they do the first sequence, kind of just coming in, and then they immediately jump to man, I'm gonna butcher his name.
Who? Which one?
Madam Nicholson's character.
Caecilius.
Caecilius. I need to practice saying it because I keep messing it up. But Caecilius, when he steals pages from the book, so he's running away, being chased, and dude, when they start doing those sequences of like the Ancient One chasing, like, and kind of getting into the mirror dimension, I was like, what? Like, I literally put my hands up like to my head. I was like, what the hell is happening? Oh my god, dude, that was amazing, like freaking amazing. Like, I don't think I've ever seen anything visually like that in a movie before. I can't compare it to anything. Like, it's easy to compare it to Inception, like from the previews, because it's such short little time frames, and that's what I think it was more with the preview. You just can't show as much as you need to really portray it. One, without giving it away, and two, without, or really to let it develop and show the scope of what it's going to be in the actual movie, because you're only doing it, I mean, in little second, 5-6 second clips that you're showing in the trailer. Like, it's not enough to really portray like what's actually going to happen in the movies. And dude, that sequence already to begin with, like, was super trippy. Dude, super well done, the graphics on it, but the way that like it all starts to really make sense over like or in the actual like sequence of events and things that are happening. Like, it pieces it together super well within it. It's multiple dimensions. It's all of them coming together in multiple dimensions. And you could see it's almost like them stepping through some of those dimensions as they're kind of in between those places. And oh my goodness, dude, that was freaking awesome. Like, so good right off the bat to begin with. I loved that first sequence. I mean, the rest of them were really awesome too. That was the first one that I was like really blown away. Like, how in the hell is it happening? I don't know, man. Did it blow you away that much, or? Dude,
yeah. I mean, it was a really, really great visual representation of the multiverse. Like, it drew a lot of from the comics. A lot of like what they were just trying to show on just like different colors and different things. Like, it really does like play into a definitely 60s type vibe. And I didn't even put it together because I think even Benedict Cumberbatch came out with Pink Floyd doing a cover of a song, I think Comfortably Numb, and he definitely butchered the song. But I think the song that he one of the songs is something that's kind of played in the background during a couple scenes, and it's definitely that it has that really trippy kind of 60s LSD vibe almost. just expand your mind and just kind of just let it go. And I thought it was amazing. It was super well done. Like, I think the only thing that it didn't live up to the hype to was that they said he was going to be like super quippy, just like Tony Stark was, and I thought it was subtle. I don't think it was. I don't think it was like as on the nose or as in your face as Tony Stark's is.
Dude, and I think that was super appropriate for the character though, because I think in the comics, I mean, it's still a comic, like he has lines that are like that, lines that are very comedic in the comics, but he plays them super straight, and I think that's exactly how it was in the movie. Like, I think they stuck really true to that. When I heard the other stuff, that it was like, oh, it's a little too funny to be Doctor Strange, or he's a little quippy to be Doctor Strange. It's like, but dude, it was right on the money in my opinion. I don't think it was too much for that at all.
Yeah, not at all. I thought it was pretty awesome.
Dude, after that first sequence, because we want to go watch it in 2D, just because that's what the showing was. That's what the tickets were for that time frame. So we got the tickets for the 2D showing. But the minute that first sequence started and they kind of started doing some of that trippy stuff, I was like, dude, I'm definitely coming back to watch this in 3D. Because, I mean, I don't know, man. It seems like it's going to be one of those movies that really adds a full layer of effect to it.
Yeah,
I need to go watch it in 3D.
It does. Yeah, damn it, you're right.
Think about those sequences, man. Like the first sequence,
yeah.
The one even more so. Like already after the first one, I was like, I need to watch this in 3D. But then the second sequence, they start really doing that stuff. Mm-hmm. So he seeks out. Like,
I don't know, man. I think you're gonna puke your guts out. Honestly,
probably, but it'll be damn worth it, man. Like.
Yeah,
I'll take a bucket with me.
Yeah, it'll definitely be an experience if we do get to see it in 3D. Damn it, you're right.
Dude, but I mean, that second sequence, dude. So, okay, she forces him, and we've all seen in the previews, forces him to astral projection form.
Right.
And then immediately after that, when she starts showing him, like, what the multiverse can be, the fact that, first of all, she mentions it as the multiverse the first time I think it's been said in the movies, 100% awesome.
Yeah.
But then the fact that it's like, dude starts pushing him through all those dimensions, like, and kind of sending him on this like freaking mind-bending journey of what everything is and what all the places are. That sequence, I was like, dude, I have to see this movie in 3D. Like, that's the one that solidified. Like, more was like after the first sequence or during the first sequence, I was like, okay, it'd be cool to come back and see this in 3D. Like, it's gonna be worth it. Yeah. And that one was like, nope. Like, I have to come back and watch this in 3D. Yeah. So, I mean, probably this next coming weekend, I'm gonna go watch it. This weekend is pretty jam-packed of stuff already, just because I hadn't planned for it. But, dude, next weekend it's on my schedule, man, because I'm going to watch that. And I hopefully I can go see it in IMAX 3D, because that would be pretty awesome.
That's pretty legit, man.
And from the rest of the movie, like, it looks like there'll be some parts that I might get sick at. Even though I didn't get sick at all this time around, like, I think it was pretty good. But I'll probably like get seats near the back just in case.
Oh man, I want to be in it. If we're gonna do it right,
dude. Let's do it, man. Let's go watch it again. I'm super excited about it, and that's another thing, man. Is like, I want to go watch this again. Depending on how that one goes, like in 3D, I'll probably go again in 3D, maybe in a different type of theater. If I go to IMAX, I'll probably end up trying to go to like a laser projection theater, see what it looks like in there, because, dude, it's amazing. Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah. I think the story was done. I felt like it was super quick, and maybe because it was so good. Like, I felt like, man, it moved along.
Like, the time flew by.
Quick. Really, time flew by. There you go. Oh, I see what you did there. Yeah, and even Gabby was like, "Man, I didn't fall asleep in there, man. I really liked it," because she did during Civil War.
Oh yeah.
And she was like, "Man, it was really long." And yes, that scene at the end was pretty awesome. But man, I crashed right out. So
yeah.
But I think with the casting and everything that was put together, I think, man, it was really well done. Super excited to see, where it's going to go next.
Yeah.
The end credit sequences too, man.
Dude, yeah, that was cool. Well, let's not go there yet.
Okay, let's not go there yet.
We'll do that a little further on that, into the end. But, dude, I completely agree that it moved along at a really good pace. It kept you interested. I think I don't know if they cut out spots where they're trying to do story development. I didn't really feel like it too much, just because it still like had a really good consistent story, but it really felt like they could have done a little bit more to develop things, but I think it would have slowed the movie down a lot.
Yeah. His training, I guess, should have taken like over a year. And
right.
You really didn't get the sense of it, I don't think. But I mean, like, he was healing. He was definitely getting better.
Yeah.
Throughout that time. I think the jokes are well put together and
they're well placed.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's for sure.
Damn it! It was just a good
with
movie.
Wong, man.
Yeah, Wong. His
definitely stole the show at some places when the Cape of Levitation wasn't stealing the show.
I know, dude. And they kept saying, like, I saw a few things about it already, like the Cape of Levitation's really being compared to carpet in Aladdin.
I can see that.
Yeah.
In multiple ways.
Yeah. So damn it, yeah, it was just really good, man.
Dude.
What else?
And you know what? And I love that they had those other things around it too, because like Wong added a sense of comedy to it, even though he wasn't like, he doesn't even laugh until one point of the movie.
Spoiler alert, John.
I'm sorry, man. No. We already said spoilers.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But he doesn't even laugh, so it's not even like him making jokes, just a little like physical acting that he does. A lot of that with Doctor Strange too is more the scenario that he's in, and I think the comedy value that you get that's really like goofy type comedy comes from the Cape of Levitation, and I think it was appropriate too, man. It was like, and it plays well in a situation like this where it's a serious Doctor Strange, like acting goofy, but it's because of the freaking Cape of Levitation and the things that it's doing, So I thought that was super appropriate and really good, man. That's so awesome, well done. What do you think of the first the astral projection fight?
Yeah, that was pretty awesome, man.
It was cool, right?
Like, I didn't know. Because it's kind of weird. Like, when I saw it, I kind of thought about, like, Casper the Friendly Ghost. Like, Casper with, like, just, like, ghost fighting. That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much what it comes down to. But they did it well. But I think it knew what it was. They knew it was over the top, and so they kind of made it comic-y in a couple places, but then it got for real,
Yeah.
So, especially, like, they're fighting over his body, and at one point, they're on top of his body, like, punching each other.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty cool.
Dude, it was that was pretty awesome. And they did it, I think, a little bit more comics appropriate.
Yeah.
Or I just kind of like in general, where it's like, it's in a different dimension. And that's one of the things that I think Brandy and I had a conversation about. Like, it's kind of like they're stepping into this astral projection, like, dimension overall. And so they're stepping into a different plane. And the way they're interacted with all the little objects and everything there, like, they weren't physically touching everything, but some of the stuff, like, they would definitely have an impact.
Right.
Like, it was...
They move through
like
it.
Crossing
over.
Like, yeah, exactly. So, like, some of the stuff wouldn't move at all, but then when they were, like, doing, like, crazy, moves and fast movement or strong movements, like, it definitely would have an effect. Kind of like a bleeding over of the dimension.
Yeah.
Dude, I thought that was really cool and well done, too. Like, kind of to give it scope of, this kind of, there's these other places exist, like, right around us.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that I really love from the comic. He's able to see even into these other dimensions sometimes. And sometimes it is that there's, like, monsters living right within among us, but they're just outside of our dimension. So, as humans, you can't see them, but since he's Sorcerer Supreme and can see across all these things, like, he notices and sees all. Dude, it's pretty awesome, man. It's kind of like there's something else that does that, and I can't remember what it is. It's one of the movies.
The Frighteners.
No.
Anyway, it's an awesome movie. Definitely
no, it's not. Don't do it.
It's Michael J. Fox, man.
All right.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
But yeah, man, like just the fact that like they make that presence. I don't know. I guess that's kind of one of the things where I was like from the article here with like Kevin Feige and the future of Marvel and stuff like that. One of the things that I really like the movie for, because it really opens the door to like the whole magical realm of things in the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
I don't know if I told you or if I told Cody or maybe my friend Sean. But I was like, dude, I love that they not only jumped into magic, but did a triple backflip off the high diving board.
Yeah.
Like, because it was awesome. Like, dude, so crazy, like immersion into all of magic for the Marvel universe.
Yeah, because absolutely, like they definitely step into that realm even more so. Like they did a small introduction with Thor, and because that's like Thor's like fairy tales, like the Rainbow Road and the not Mario Kart, but but the Bifrost and like Thor's Day, it being Thursday, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then this just opens that world up just even more so that you see like beings that are in charge of multiple like planets and everything, and that brings in really, I think it's the slow build into how large the Infinity War will be,
right?
And bringing everybody together for that. I'm really interested to see how are they gonna get all that together. Like, how does that even work?
Dude, it doesn't.
It doesn't. No,
Not yet. It doesn't. Like, I don't think. What can you think of that had this big of scope? Like ever in the past?
Nothing. It's gonna bring together everything. Like everything's like the multiverse, the miniverse,
the micro machine verse,
the micro machine verse, the microverse, and then just like and the Defenders and everything. So
Dude.
man, what the hell, man?
Yeah.
It's gonna be all the things.
Yeah.
Like this is the only time where all the things is the appropriate term for this.
all the things.
All the things.
Dude. And you see, and to me, Thor, like, is not really magic. To me, it was more like alien and advanced civilization. You know, because that's what it is. Like, it's an alien race, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're from a different planet. They use the Bifrost to get back and forth. You know, they're not like ET extraterrestrial, but they're definitely not from Earth.
Yeah.
And then still, like what you see in the Dark World, some of it is explained through it just being more advanced technology. You know, just because we don't understand it doesn't mean it's not a way that it's going to work, right?
Yeah.
And I think
in that realm too, like like Odin and all that is in the same realm of like Zeus and Hercules and those beings as well. So it all kind of goes with that. And then above that, you get the Celestials. You get
and that's the stuff that they've touched on in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
So now you have like Thor, which is more like mythology type space.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so it's like, because you get Norse mythology, right? So you get like that part of it. And then you get all the space stuff happening with Guardians of the Galaxy. Mm-hmm. And then now like all of the mystical stuff or like really magical stuff happening with Doctor Strange. Mm-hmm. Dude, everything that's realism, like with all the rest of the Avengers and what's going on there. Like,
all I know is if they show the Living Tribunal, I'm gonna literally lose my mind.
Dude,
that'd be nuts.
The only thing missing that it's kind of, I mean, it sucks because it's like it's there, it's right behind the scenes. You just can't see it because Marvel freaking sold off the rights to Fox when they were trying to like not break bankruptcy or not be in bankruptcy.
Yeah.
But dude, just the fact that like you're missing part of it with like the mutant aspect of like the human evolution and advancement on that part of it. Yeah. Because I think that plays a major role too, like in the Marvel universe, and it sucks that it's not here. Yeah. It really sucks.
I think there's going to be definitely a point in time when all that comes back together, and when they reboot this series like they did Terminator and Predator. Like, oh, yeah, that's another thing. Olivia Munn's going to be in the new Predator movie. So just...
Another movie I won't be watching.
Yeah. Well, but the guy who directed Iron Man 3 is directing that one. So Shane Black.
Shane Black, yeah.
Yeah. So that's I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting. That's another one to see. But
it's just making me devices, man.
Yeah,
like Shane Black and then Olivia Munn. Like, what am I going to do?
I know.
I have no idea.
Flip a coin, see it, not see it. But yeah, dude. The next few movies, like I'm just really digging, like they're just really bringing it together, and you can kind of see the finish line, like from when it started with Iron Man to like now we're getting super close to like this is where it's culminating,
Yeah.
I don't know, what is it, almost like 20 years in the making, pretty much,
dude.
It's gonna be nuts.
20 years? It's not 20 years.
10 years.
10 years.
10 years, really?
When did the first Iron Man come out?
Quick Google.
2008. 8 years.
Really?
Yep.
Man, it feels like a long time.
And I mean, you think of it, really, the beginning of it is the first Hulk movie, or the second Hulk movie, I guess, is when they really started doing
The Incredible Hulk?
I think so, right? It was Incredible?
Because Hulk, the first one with Ang Lee, had no ties to anything else.
No ties to anything. I think it's before they even started thinking about it that way. 2008 also. That can't be right. It is right.
Yeah. Well, man, yes.
Yeah, 2008, man.
So
like, what, 8 years?
10 years. It's going to be 10 years.
Yeah.
And damn it, it feels like a lot longer because so much has happened. But
I don't know if it feels a lot longer. To me, it feels like too short a time.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, just because the comics have been around, what, since the 50s, 60s?
Yeah, 60s.
Dude, and this whole time, like, it took years and years and years for them to build to some of these crazy events. Like, and here we are in the films, and I mean, granted, it's all condensed anyway because, you do a whole story arc of what would be, like, a year's time in the comic books, and they condense it to, like, one movie. And that's what has to happen in movies,
Really? You would want to see this movie back in the 70s?
No, I would not.
Back when Dr. Mordo or Mordred movie came out? You crazy guy?
Dude, no way.
Dude,
it's definitely for the time
I would
now.
not like to see a 1970s Iron Man 1. 2, if they did and then if they did Infinity War back then, man, I don't even know. I don't even want to think about it. Yes, it'd be super campy, and yes, I probably would have watched it. But, I mean, I don't think it would have been visually amazing.
But you probably would have been able to see the Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, X-Men, Captain America, all in one universe.
Yeah, that's true.
So there.
Yeah, you're right. You got me there.
But either way,
Jonathan, jerk.
10 years to develop all these characters, get all this done. That's super quick, man. I think that's super, super quick. And I really, dude, I think they're going to pull it off. I guess maybe it's just more hopeful because they've pulled everything else off, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. I know, minus Dark World for you.
Yeah,
but
sure. I mean, it was still good. We still got
Natalie Portman
for
the Infinity Stone.
Yeah. No, I meant Natalie Portman.
Okay, all right.
At least for one more movie. And Kat Dennings. I'm a Kat Dennings fan.
Oh yeah, dude, I love her in those movies.
Meow meow. What's meow meow?
Such a good line.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah, yeah. Damn it, it has been quick, and
dude,
I'm excited to see everything slowly coming back over, and I'm hopefully Fantastic Four will come back over. If I say we, like I'm a part of Marvel, if the MCU or Marvel Studios gets the rights to Fantastic Four within the next year or two, man, that's really going to throw a wrench in everything, I think.
You think so?
I think that they would try to include them in on this.
I would think, I don't know, this is my personal opinion, and that's if it even happens, but I think if they were to get those rights back, I feel like they would, especially if it's like well enough before Infinity War that they could write them into the movie. Mm-hmm. I really think they would have them show up in the movie as their introduction. Part of maybe a team that we haven't seen like in the actual Marvel universe. But that's just because this event is so large that people are going to come out of the woodworks to be in there.
Yeah.
But I really think that they would throw them in there for sure.
Yeah.
If it happens, which I doubt is going to happen because I don't think that anything good can come out of Fox ever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're already talking about like the huge, grandiose part of it. What do you think of the final battle? Like Dormammu makes an appearance.
Dude. I'm really happy that they went with Dormammu. Everyone was expecting because
I thought it was going to be Mordo. I really thought like he was going to turn a lot sooner, and that it was going to be a battle between him and Caecilius, Doctor Strange, Caecilius,
and the Ancient One.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I think
thought they were going to be like, Dormammu's in the background controlling everybody. But damn, they went full Dormammu on this.
Dude, and that's cool, man. And so a couple of things out of that. One is that it is Mordor, like in the actual comics, who does the turning and, kind of responsible for the Ancient One and everything, like the whole downfall of everything. So I thought it was cool that they didn't go that route right away, and they did it just slightly different. But then the freaking Dormammu, like the way they did him is kind of cool, like and trippy, and it'll be interesting because that's exactly what he was in the comics. It's just kind of like this. I think in the comics he's more flame.
Oh yeah,
he is,
and he does have like nothing. A physical embodiment.
Right. No, but I mean he does even in here. Like it's a. Does he have a small version?
Yeah.
In the comics, no, I can't remember.
He's still immense, but he has a smaller version.
Okay, I don't remember. Damn it, that's terrible.
Yeah.
But that final battle, I love because they had already done so much with all the rest of the sequences, right? They had already done all the trippy stuff, all the time reversals, and all kinds of crazy stuff to get all these other little battles in. The fact that they ended that final battle with a time loop, which was freaking awesome, dude. Yeah. Like I don't know how many times he had to scream in pain, like to and keep going and doing it over and over again. But then And the fact that they left it super open-ended, I did not mind that at all because we did get closure with Caecilius. We did get, the next step for Dormammu's going to come back. We know he's around. We know he's been around forever.
Yeah.
Like, when is he going to come back and how?
Yeah.
And that was really cool just to know that hey, like, this was a compromise just for the time being, and we'll see what the hell happens next.
Yeah.
But I really liked that about it. It was like, hey, I'm here to bargain.
Yeah. Dormammu, I'm here to bargain.
Oh, man, so good.
Dormammu. Yes. Oh, man.
It was great, man. That was an awesome time loop.
In their fashion, they get 2 end credit sequences.
Right.
Okay, so let's talk about the first one. So
yes.
Him and Thor just chilling
So
out.
Oh.
And I thought that was really good, man. Like,
Yes.
already it's kind of setting you up for the kind of flavor of what Thor Ragnarok is.
Yeah.
Like, even though it was kind of like a serious conversation, like, it was like them joking around, like him
Right.
drinking a huge beer and it getting refilled every time he would finish
Oh,
it.
dude,
Like,
that was awesome. Like, everything, and it makes me really wonder if that sequence was directed by, what's his name, Taika Waititi? Well,
yeah,
I can't say
Taika
his
Waititi.
name. Thank you.
Yeah.
But I really wonder if it was directed by him because, dude, he's like, "Are you more of a coffee guy? Are you a coffee guy?" He's like, and he's like, "No." He's like, "What about tea?" No. And then, like, immediately, it's a beer glass.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a huge mug.
yeah, it's a huge mug, all the way full. But I mean, so that was already cool. Like, and Thor's like, "What?"
Yeah.
And then the fact that it, like, cuts away for like half a second to Doctor Strange, and then it cuts back to Thor, and he's already drank it all.
Yeah.
Like, that was already funny enough. And then they did another cutaway, same amount of time, and it's refilled.
Yeah.
Dude, that was so good. Like, I love it. It was funny. I don't know how much of it can really be because Thor seems to be a little bit more serious for the movies that have been out so far.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's super different, I don't know if it'll just feel awkward until you get used to it.
Yeah.
Just because the other ones have been, like I said, really dark.
Yeah.
But to me, I don't know. The Thor comics have always been funny to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're supposed to be funny, but just because he's so out there, like, he's so
Yeah.
disconnected from the actual world around him, that to me it ends up being hilarious.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, maybe that's where, like, what was his name? Who directed Ultron?
Joss
Whedon. That's
Yes.
why, like, they were saying, like, we broke Joss Whedon because it was super dark. And like, even Thor, like, when he went into the pool and, like, saw,
Oh, yeah, he had all his vision.
although, like, he had his vision, and he was just like, okay, I did it, I'm out. Like, took him and Mjolnir,
Yeah.
jetted. I felt like, man, it was left on a super serious tone, and well, he saw, like, the death of his, like, everybody in Asgard, and
Yeah.
so it left on, but for him to come back and be like, okay, like, this is what's up. He's realized that Loki has taken his father. If he's killed him, or if is he alive, or is his father hiding? Who knows? He's on Earth, though.
Yeah.
They do know that. It kind of seems it's a little bit lighter, and you get that from the little snippet that you get from, Thor living with.
And after the line of, like, him when he's talking to Doctor Strange there,
Mm-hmm.
They better freaking, it's like, they better have a good amount of Doctor Strange in that movie.
It's gonna be crazy, man. It's gonna be nuts.
That'll be awesome, though.
Yeah. I mean, they had kind of teased at it before that he was gonna be in the movie, but I mean, I wonder where they're gonna bring him in, or how they're gonna incorporate him, because maybe he needs to go to another universe to find him, and they use Doctor Strange to help them get there,
Right.
And then where does the Hulk fall into all this, man? Like, what's happening? I don't know. Is this going to be a different universe where Hulk is in charge of that planet, and it is Planet Hulk?
Dude.
Who the freak knows, man? I'm super excited. Like,
Yeah, man. So many possibilities.
What I did miss, though, and I did see something about it, is when Doctor Strange gets up. When he stands up, he's wearing his yellow gloves, like his.
He's wearing the.
I didn't even notice that, man.
Yeah.
I guess I looked away because I was, like, laughing at the whole thing, or just like, oh man.
Even at the beginning part of the sequence, like, you see his hands kind of like crossed in front of his face, like, a little bit,
Yeah.
and you see the gloves.
Damn it.
I noticed them right away just because, like, the knuckles looked a little weird.
Yeah.
Like, not weird, like, in a bad way. They're just like, the gloves are different. Like, it was, I don't know, really fancy gloves or something, because
Ooh, fancy
they had a like a little notch at the knuckle.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, that's interesting. But then I was like, oh, he's wearing his gloves. Like, that's awesome. Dude, and then the final sequence.
Mordor goes. You know what? And I think shame on the Ancient One. You've been around long enough to where if somebody comes to your door and has a name like Caecilius or Mordor or Mordo, you know, these are like generally terrible sounding names. Like
they're definitely a villain.
You know, there's never been like, oh, you know, Mordo came and like fed all the kids. No, that's not how it goes. She should have known better. She should have known better.
But she trusted him.
Yeah.
And then Mordo, dude, and I thought, you know what? And for the actor that they chose as the guy with the broken back who was able to walk and have the miracle happen, or like I guess was using magical powers to make himself walk, with Benjamin Bratt.
Yeah.
I thought like he'd have a bigger role. Like I thought
they were going to keep him on for more movies, and I was actually thinking, I was like, oh man, what villain like is he going to play? And and they're like, oh no, he's just going to be the man with no bones.
Yeah.
Like,
I was like, okay. It's like
just,
super quick.
Yeah, he's just going to be like, oh man, that was super rough too. And at least they kind of solidified the fact that he's for sure like going to just be out there just straight up taking people's powers from them.
I mean, it sets up another movie for them easily.
Yeah.
You know, like they can easily go into that as the next movie, not even touch Dormammu again until like a third movie or something like that. But
or this is where Mordo reaches out to Dormammu and like brings him back into the fold,
right?
And being like, you know, forget him. I can take Strange. Like, let's do this.
I don't know, man. I don't know. There's tons of possibilities. I just know it's pretty awesome that they've opened all these doors to kind of give more possibilities to more movies, so that I can watch 5 Marvel movies a year. Like,
dude, I really soon just want to have just like a power marathon through them all, and just to see how it came from the beginning to where they are now.
Oh, that'd be insane. I feel like we're gonna have to do that before
Infinity War.
We need to do that. We need to have like an all weekend marathon, because that's what it would take.
Yep.
Not even all day, man. It's gonna be an all weekend, maybe even all week. There's a ton of movies out, man.
There's a ton. Damn it.
Let's see. Start planning now.
Yep.
That's what it's gonna take.
Save the date.
Right? Yeah. All right, cool.
Yeah, we're right on, man. Well, I think that'll be it for this time.
That is for this week. Question before I start doing the outro.
Yeah.
Have you been putting this episodes on YouTube?
Have you been putting the episodes in Dropbox?
Yes. Every week?
Okay. Nope. Because you didn't do it that one time.
You know, I'm gonna leave this part in the podcast, right?
Okay, good. Because you didn't do it that one time, and so I was like, okay, well, I guess John's not going to do it anymore, so I guess I won't bug him about it. But
I literally upload to SoundCloud, and as soon as it posts, I put it on the...
Okay, well, that's good to know.
All right,
so
now
you
know.
This time.
Now you know that.
So now it's going back on YouTube. I'll even go back. I'll even put the other 3 episodes up. So you're going to get a 3-fer if you watch them on YouTube.
Awesome. All right, well, cool. So we have been Kenobi's Corner. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. Hopefully you watched the movie and didn't just spoil everything for yourself, something that our friend Ashley would do all the time. So if you haven't seen it and you did already spoil it all for yourself, super amazing movie. Everybody who saw it, I'm so happy you saw it. I'll be going again for sure. I hope everybody else goes out there again, because this has been amazing. Like, seeing Doctor Strange come out and be in real life is absolutely 100% everything I could have hoped for and everything I would have expected from it.
Everything I wanted and more.
And on that note, I'm Jonathan. This is Eric.
Hi.
You can find us on SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/Kenobis-Corner. You can find us on Twitter @Kenobis Corner. That's twitter.com/Kenobis Corner, all one word. You can find us on iTunes and the Google Play Store in the podcast sections for both. Just search Kenobi's Corner. We should come up pretty quick. And as we just discussed, we should be back on YouTube here real soon. So if you want to watch the episodes or stream the episodes, I guess more than anything on the YouTube end, you can definitely find us on there. If you have any other place that you'd want us on, please drop us a line on Twitter. We'd love to try to get on that platform if we're not already there. So thank you very much for listening, and thanks for all the fish.
And please enjoy yourselves on each other.